G'day guys, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play Daughters by John Mayer. Since having a daughter, this song has a whole new meaning to me, so I thought I'd revisit it and improve this lesson on the old one that I previously uploaded. So for the basics of this song, you'll just need your guitar and standing tuning and you won't need a capo. I'll also teach you how to play the lead parts in this song as well. If you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to improve in your guitar in general, then check out GZ2H Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. All right, let's jump into the lesson. Okay, let's start with the verse, which is quite simple. There's just 4 chord shapes that we need to learn here. So we're going to start with the B minor 11, and to play that, we have our ring and pinky finger on the 7th fret of the 4th and 3rd string, and our middle finger reaching over the top to hit the 7th fret of the 6th string. With the middle finger reaching over, that will lightly touch the 5th string, muting that, which is something that we want. We don't want that 5th string ringing out. We also want to have the 2nd and 1st string open. So that's our B minor 11. Next we have an E minor 7. From our B minor 11, we're going to keep our pinky finger where it is, lift our other fingers, put your index finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and your ring finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string. And we're going to strum all the strings here. So we have the open 6th string, open 2nd and open 1st. So that's our E minor 7. Now, John Mayer plays his E minor 7 like this. He actually doesn't have his ring finger on that 5th string. He uses his 1st string to lightly touch the 5th string so that when he strums all the strings, the 5th string is muted. Now you could absolutely do that if you wanted to, but I like playing the E minor 7 like this, just so there's no room for error if I happen not to mute this 5th string properly. So that's why I like playing this E minor 7, but you can play this E minor 7 as well and just ensure that that 5th string is muted. The next chord is an E minor 7/A. So it's the same as our E minor 7, except we're lifting our ring finger and our bass note is now the open A string or the 5th string. We're going to make sure that our 6th string is muted as well. Now there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can either use your thumb to reach over the top and slightly touch that 6th string, or you can use your free middle finger here to lightly touch the 6th string as well. So those are the 2 different ways you can do it. And our final chord is a D chord. So to play this from the E minor 7/A, just move your index finger down 1 fret to the 4th fret of the 4th string, and your middle finger goes onto the 5th fret of the 5th string. Now there really is just a focus on the 5th, 4th and 3rd strings here. If you happen to have the 1st and 2nd strings open, that's okay as well. But listening to the recording, it sounds as though he's only really focusing on these 3 strings. So those are our 4 chords: B minor 11, E minor 7, E minor 7/A, and then our D. Now in terms of rhythm, this song is in 6/8 timing, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the other thing is that our strumming pattern has a swing feel to it. Now with the swing feel, our down strums are held out slightly longer than our up strums. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice how those down strums are held out longer than the quick up strum after it. So the strumming pattern is really nice and simple for this verse. So it's just down, up, played through twice. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we're going to play that once for each chord. In verse 1, there is one minor variation to this chord progression. This isn't 100% necessary, but I'll teach it to you anyway. Now this little variation occurs in the final bar. So when we have our D, now what happens is that we're going to play the first half of the strumming pattern the same. So down, up, but then we have 3 more down strums on the 4, 5, 6 beat. Now on the 4 beat, we're going to stay on this D chord. On the 5 beat, we go up to the E minor 7 shape, and then we go back to the D on the 6 beat. So 4, 5, 6, and the bar in total, and the variation in total. Next we get to the chorus chord progression, which is the same as the verse chord progression, except instead of an E minor 7, we're playing an E7. For the E7, from the B minor 11, we'll just move our ring finger to the 7th fret of the 5th string, and our middle finger goes to the 6th fret of the 4th string. Other than that, the chord progression is the same. However, each chord is now held out for half a bar. It's no longer held out for a full bar. Our strumming pattern is going to change a little bit as well. We're going to be playing down, down, up, once for each of these chords. So in one full bar, you'll have 2 chords, and that will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next we get to verse 2, and if you want to keep it super simple, you can just play the exact same thing that we learnt in verse 1. However, I'm going to teach you exactly what John Mayer does in the studio recording for verse number 2. Now our chord progression is more or less the same, but the strumming pattern is going to differ quite a bit, and it's actually quite tricky rhythmically, but just practice it slowly and you'll get it. So let's just take our B minor 11 as our example. Now what we're going to do is really focus more on the top 4 strings of all these chords as well. We're not really going to be focusing on including those open strings with this verse 2 chord progression. So just keep it to the fretted notes. Our strumming pattern will go down, 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 up, down, 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 up. That tricky part is going to be on the 3 beat. So on the 3 beat, there's going to be a triplet strum. And after that triplet, there's an immediate down strum on the 4 beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in succession. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The other thing we want to do is to add some staccato to the 1, 2, 4, and 5 beat. Now in order to do that, after those particular strums, so 1, 2, for example, we're going to momentarily lift our fretting hand right after we strum. So 1, 2. On the 3 beat, we can have it held down, but then on the 4 and 5 beat, again, we'll quickly lift our fretting hands after we've strummed those beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to apply that strumming pattern for the first 3 chords. Now, when we get to our final bar, our D, we're going to add 2 extra chords, an E minor 7 and then an F sharp minor 7, which is the same chord shape, just up 2 frets. And we're just focusing on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings here. So the strumming pattern for this final bar is going to go down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we're going to change to the E minor 7 on the 5 beat and the F sharp minor 7 on the 6 beat. So the final bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the verse 2 chord progression. Now again, if that's all too tricky, you can just default to the verse 1 strumming pattern to make it simpler. And all together. After verse 2, there's another chorus, which is the same as the first chorus, and then we get to the bridge. For the bridge, we start off with an A minor over D. So for this shape, we have our middle and ring finger on the 10th frets of the 4th and 2nd string, index finger on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. So that's our A minor portion, but then we'll use our thumb to reach over the top and hit the 10th fret of the 6th string. And we also want to kind of have that thumb reaching over the top to hit and mute the 5th string so that that doesn't ring out. So that's our A minor over D, and then we're going down to a G minor, which is the same shape, but we just go down 2 frets, and we don't need to hit the 6th string here. So we're just focusing on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings here. Now in terms of strumming pattern, we're using the same pattern that we have in the chorus, and these 2 chords are contained within one strumming pattern, so we change on the 4 beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our next chord is a D inversion, so we're just going to bar our index finger across the 7th frets of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. We're going to play this for a full strumming pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One thing we can add is on the up strum just before the 4 beat. What we do is put our ring finger on the 9th fret of the 4th string and middle finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. And that's just temporarily on the up strum before the 4 beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the 3rd bar, we're going to go to an A13. So index finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string, middle finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd, and pinky finger on the 7th fret of the 2nd string. I'm going to have the open 5th string here as well. So just focus on the middle 4 strings, and we can mute the 6th string by lightly touching it with our thumb. So it's A13, and then we go to an A7. So you can just lift your pinky finger here and have our index barring across the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. We've got to keep our middle finger here though on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. Focus on those middle 4 strings again, and that's our A7. These 2 chords are within one strumming pattern, so we change in the 4 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we go to a B minor 11. So it's the same as our B minor 11 from our intro, but we are going to take our index finger though and put it on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. So that's slightly different to the B minor 11 that we have in the verse. That's played for a full bar. And in total for the first line of chords. For the second line of chords, we go to an E minor 7. This is an easy E minor 7. We're just going to have our index finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string and ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. This is played for a full strumming pattern. Then we go to D/F sharp. So move your index finger down to a D chord shape and then thumb over the top to hit the 2nd fret of the 6th string. So that's D/F sharp. Then we have G minor 9. So we're going to need to bar our index finger across the 3rd frets of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. Pinky finger goes up to the 5th fret of the 1st string. And then we also take our thumb and reach it over the top to hit the 3rd fret of the 6th string. And you want to have that 5th string muted as well. We do that by either touching it with the index finger or touching it with the thumb. Either way works, but that's our G minor 9, played for a full strumming pattern as well. Then for the 4th bar, we have an A7 chord. We're going to shift positions here, move our middle finger up to the 4th fret of the 4th string and index finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Strum from the 5th string onwards. Those 2 chords are within the 1 bar. And then we're going to shift our middle finger up to the 5th fret, ring finger comes back onto the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and then shift this up 2 more frets. And again, those 2 shapes are within the 1 bar. And that's it for the second line of tab, and the bridge in total will sound like this. After that, there's the instrumental piano break, and that chord progression is the same as the chorus. Then there's the final chorus, and that's everything rhythmically for this song. So now I'll teach you the intro lead guitar. So we're going to start with the 9th fret of the 4th string with our ring finger. For the second bar, we keep our ring finger where it is. We're going to add our index finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd and middle finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. We're going to glide across these 3 strings and hold that out for the second bar. For the 3rd bar, we go down to the 6th fret of the 3rd string, pluck that note, and then up to the 8th fret of the 2nd string. Then take our index finger, put it on the 7th fret of the 4th string. We're going to pluck the 4th string, 2nd string, 4th string, and then with our middle finger end on the 7th fret of the 2nd string. So that lick. And from the 3rd bar. For the second line of tab, we're going to start on that B again, 9th fret of the 4th string, On the 5 beat, we're going to hit the 6th fret of the 3rd string and slide up to the 7th fret on the 6th beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second bar is identical to the first bar. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the third bar, we go up to the 9th fret of the 3rd string. Pluck that, hold it out. Then we go up to the 11th fret. We're going to hit that and bend it up a half step, and then release, and then pluck the 11th fret by itself. So the second line I tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the intro solo in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'll teach you the short lead solo that's played after the first chorus. So we're going to start on this B note again, 9th fret of the 4th string. We're going to play a quick arpeggio, so 10th fret of the 5th string, 9th fret of our 4th string, and then 7th fret of our 3rd string, like that. We play that with pinky, ring, and index finger. Then for the next little lick, we go down to the 4th fret of the 3rd string, hit that, and then up to the 6th fret. We bend that up a half step, and then go back down and hit the regular 6th fret by itself. So that lick. And for the final lick, we go 7th fret of the 4th string, and then 9th fret of the 3rd, and end on the 7th fret of the 3rd. And this lead solo in total. And those are all the parts for this song. So now I'll be doing a full playthrough of the song, and I'll have a vocal track on top for some context. A big thanks to my friend Eric for lending his awesome vocals to this playthrough. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons too. So hit the link here. Or if you want to grab a copy of my free guitar ebook, then head over to guitarzerotohero.com or click the link here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.